A very good morning, traders. It's Stu Nagapan here, founder of Master the Markets Elite Traders Conference and the Traders Open Day. As you can see right now, we do have an open position here on cable. So today what we did is on the 8 a.m., the opening hour of the UK session, the London session, what we did is because we had current critical levels being broken, so what we did is that we entered on the close of this bar over here. Okay, so on the 7 a.m. 1 hour bar, which brings you to 8 a.m. we did have a bit of a retracement after that on this bar, which was 8 to 9, but we held true, and right now it is on a good momentum up at the moment, and we have our target here at 12992, currently up about just under $200 right now, as we see some good volume into cable. Now let me just show you all the analysis. So it's just not as simple as we see it is, just like putting all these levels in and everything. There's a lot of research that goes in before we actually come up with the levels. So the first thing I always say that you do need is always what we call a price map, right? Also all these lines over here according to price. Another thing that you'll see in actually our charts, actually most of all that you see, almost everything that you see over here is all based on price, pure raw price. The only indicator that we may use from time to time is our ATR, which is very close to raw price data as well. Okay, so that's what we do have. Now a couple of levels that you can definitely look at is three levels I will tell you that you can definitely look at is one is the previous day high, so previous daily high or previous daily low. These are all very good levels for you to take profit at, but somehow, however, on some days if the reward to risk ratio is not very favorable for you, so this won't be a good place to look at. But this is one important point you can take note. But when a previous day high is usually taken out, there is a very high probability that will continue in that direction to make its range. We have found actually in cable, when it takes out the last previous day's high, there's actually a 50% chance. There's a 50% chance. So if we have a bar like that, and today's bar, just like in this case, is taken out its previous day's high, right? If it's taken out its previous day's high, and if you look on the daily, that will make much more sense for you as well. You see, look, it's taken out this bar here. If I just erase out this part here, if you see, you can see that this bar today has taken out yesterday's bar high. Now if that happens, traders, if that happens, all it means is that in terms of statistical basis, what we have found, so if today's bar has taken out yesterday's high, there's a 50% chance it will continue to make its range, 0.7 ATR range at least, in that direction, the same direction. Okay, so the probabilities are increased. However, you can make its range also in the opposite way as well, so you can now alter your stop loss accordingly to that stats. The statistical backing is very, very important. That adds to your conviction when you trade. Okay, and you must know how to quantify your parameters. This is another thing in terms of scaling and reproducing your strategy, so critical. The next thing that you can definitely look at, one of the levels you can look at, is ATR ranges. So once a price has done a certain range, you can then get out of the market. Okay, especially intraday trading. On end of day overnight position holding, you can let it run. That's what we actually do on money bars. We let them run at least for a maximum of 4 days. So that's the second thing. So look into ranges, look into ATR ranges and see what's the average it usually does every day. And the final thing that I would tell you to take a look at as well is look at the mid-range. Okay, look at the previous days mid-range, as well. Usually if the bias is strong, if it falls below is yesterday's mid-range, it's yesterday's mid-range like this. So today current bar, let's say if it fell below yesterday's mid-range, there's still the probability to your side that it will still take out the high and continue to make its range. Okay, so you can take a look at that. So if it does do that, and if you do get a reversal signal, then you can go ahead and do it. But today, as you can see, our mid-range is all the way here at 129.30, is not ever even come close to that at all. Okay, right, so these three things you can definitely take a look at. Okay, previous daily high or low, ATR and MR, previous day mid-range. And just one thing to top all of that, you must have a bias. I'll talk about that in the next video to come, probably tomorrow. Okay, right, now how are we actually doing in terms of our positions? 171 pounds up, just under 200. I will keep this position and I'll resume the video and see how well we have done for the day. Okay, traders, so as you can see over here in this position here, as you can see how the trade has progressed, it did come very near to our target, just to 129.87, where this red line is, and our target was at 129.92, so just about 5 pips short. I just did realize, I mean, this might happen to you guys as well, just got to be wary of, is that as this bar was reversing, I just did realize that basically we're just 5 pips short of our target, and at that point we usually look at the 5-minute chart to close it, but since I only realized that later on, I had to exit it much more later at the low of this outsider bar, and we did basically take about basically about 18 pips of loss. So we entered it around here, and yeah, so we took about 16 pips of loss over there. But that's that. Anyway, that's with trading. But do remember that as you're trading it, even before you enter the trade, do remember to rehearse all your trades, your entry parameters, exit parameters, so that it becomes ingrained within you and it becomes natural for you. Especially intraday trading, there's a lot of parameters that you got to get aware of, okay, and be very ready for before you can start trading it and maximizing your profits and reducing your losses. Okay, I guess that's pretty much that for me today morning in terms of the Morning Glory 4.0. Alright, so that's all for me. As we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.